This video is going to show you how you can take your SharePoint modern web parts created using React and use the new functional component model so you can leverage such technologies as hooks. It will also protect them for the future as you develop more and more components. My name's Rob. I've been developing in SharePoint for over 20 years. I hope you enjoy this video. So here I have my component, and you can see it's rendering out the current user's display name. Now the way I've got that is I've passed through to this the web part context. So where do I pass that through? I do that here in the TS file, and I pass in as a parameter context this.context, which I've defined in the property file there. And this of course comes from SP webpart base. Now what I want to do is create the functional component. So I'm going to take my normal component and I'm going to copy that, and in the same area, in the same folder, I'm going to paste that in. There we have my copy, and I'm going to rename that, and it's going to be hooks demo. Let's call it FC, a functional component. So what we need to do now, I've added in that that file, is go to it, and as you can see it's identical at the moment. What I need to do now is hook up this functional component. So I'm going to change it to say FC hello, so we know that we're in the right one. And I need to change some settings on here. So the first thing that I'm going to change is to remove all this code. And I'm going to start with a constant, and this is going to be hooks demo FC, and this is going to be a function component. Now it doesn't know anything about that, so I'm going to import it from React. I could use FC as a shortening for that, but just for readability, I'm going to keep it as function component. I'm going to put our properties in. So I'm going to do the hooks demo props. And that's what I'm passing in as our properties to the web part, which will include our context as well. And then the function that's returned from that is going to simply return some HTML, and it doesn't need to be any different than my other component. I'll click to our classic component. I'm going to copy that code, and I'm going to paste that code. I'm going to format the document, and of course because it's a function component we don't need the this property in there. The last thing I'm going to do is go down to our file here and turn it from hooks demo to our component hooks demo FC, and using IntelliSense I will just import that. One thing I've forgotten to do there, which I'll just put in there now, is to export it, of course. So export default hooks demo FC. Excellent. And then I'm going to go back into here, go to hooks demo FC, and it will be intelligent enough to know that that's the one I'm referring to. I'm going to save all of my files, and let's watch as the compiler refreshes the screen. And there we are. It says hi user 1, refreshing again as it does it. And if we look in our hooks demo FC, I'm going to put FC hi, so we know which one we're referring to. I'm going to save that off and just wait for it to rebuild, and there we are. We're now using our component, so we can do nice things like putting hooks in here. So we could do const name set name equals, and we'll use the useState hook, and we'll do string, and the default value is an empty string. In fact, I'm going to just get rid of the react.useState, and I'm going to add it to my import there. just to tidy that up a bit. Then of course I can use another hook. Let's use effect, and I'm going to say use effect and unload or refresh itself when the props change. Okay, so in this example it doesn't really matter, but certainly if you were handling data or doing calls to an API, you would want that to refresh when the properties changed. I'm going to set the name to props.context.pagecontext.user.displayName in there. I'm going to change the code here to name. I'm going to save everything off, and there we are. Nothing exciting happens there except that we've now been able to use some hooks, we've been able to make the code a lot more readable, and of course future proofing, that we can now move forwards and replace all of our classic components with function components. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video and found it useful. If you did, please give us a like. If you want to, please subscribe, and we'll be releasing more videos like this in the future.